Why do I keep repeating the same painful relationship patterns? Well, have you ever had a moment in your relationship where the same thing happens again? Same argument, same reaction, same feeling afterwards, and you think, why does this keep happening? Well, here's the real question. What if that painful moment isn't actually the problem, but it's a signal? David, William, Pearce, and in this video, I'm going to explain what that actually means. This week, I made a different choice. Several, actually. For the first time in over 25 years, I truly chose to celebrate my birthday. And what surprised me wasn't the celebration, it was what came up around it. Because for most of my life, I have avoided it, minimized it. Not because I didn't have the opportunity, but because of a pattern. There's a line from Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning, that says, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. And so this week, I realized something. We don't necessarily change when it's easy. We change when the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the discomfort of doing something different. And in relationships, this shows up all the time. Think about your own patterns. Where do you pull away, get defensive, shut down, say something that you later regret? From the outside, it looks like a relationship issue, but underneath, it's a pattern. And patterns don't repeat randomly. They repeat because something hasn't been seen clearly yet. Tantra teaches something very precise here. Much of our suffering is mind-made, not because the situation isn't real, but because of how we're relating to it. When we resist what is or hold on to a story that isn't true, we create friction. And that friction is what we experience as suffering. If this feels at all familiar to you, if you're noticing the same patterns showing up in your relationships, then this is exactly the work that we can do together through Articulate, Tantric Yoga, and Contact Massage. We can identify the pattern behind your reactions so they become a choice instead of something that you keep repeating. I worked in programming for over a decade, and the human operating system is not that much different. It's a series of conditional statements that when something happens, you do something in response. Getting to understand the beliefs at the heart of our thought, feelings, the actions that are inspired by them, and the habits that are born of them invites real change. You can work with me one-on-one online or in person. And for couples, we guide 3-hour contact massage journeys to rebuild connection, presence, and intimacy beyond language. So if you're ready to shift the pattern, you'll find everything in the description. Okay, back to it. One of the shifts I sat with this week was holding onto a simple teaching. This, too, is a blessing. Not just when things are easy, but especially when they're not. Because what if the moment that frustrates you, triggers you, or hurts you is actually pointing you towards something deeper? Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Try asking, what is this trying to show me? Because every recurring painful moment is revealing a pattern, a belief, a way of seeing. And until that's seen clearly, the pattern just keeps repeating. Trust me, 25 years of not celebrating a birthday because of a pattern that I was repeating, a belief that I was holding. Change is possible, just requires the right revelation, the right recognition. For me, this connected deeply to my self-esteem, not as a concept, but as something lived. Self-esteem is the felt belief in your own worth, independent of outcome or validation. And that's built one kept promise to yourself at a time, because God would never break their promise. And in relationships, this changes everything, because instead of reacting to the surface, you begin to see where someone is acting from their current level of understanding, including yourself. In Tantra, there is the teaching, everyone is doing the best they can with what they know at any given moment to enjoy happiness and freedom. Everyone. It's just with limited understanding, varying degrees of ignorance. And what that means is that you can respond differently, not from habit, but from awareness that gets to then become habit. So I'll leave this with you. Where in your life is a recurring painful moment trying to show you something? And where might your suffering actually be pointing towards truth? And if you're navigating something heavy right now, and you would love support in seeing what's really going on, you're welcome to reach out. Everything needing to do that can be found in the description. And one small invitation, a birthday gift, if you will, to reach out to someone in your life today and let them know how they've been a blessing, especially if that blessing has come through challenge for you or for them. So remember, you're not stuck. You're simply being shown something. And when you see it clearly enough, everything begins to change. You get to celebrate your birthday or your equivalent of that. That thing that's been missing from your life gets to finally be present. Thank you for being here today, going on this journey with me, and I'll see you in the next transmission.